check on YouTube as usual to be 100% sure. Okay, yeah, we are live. So just for the record, this is a AsyncAPI meeting related to AsyncAPI Conference organization that is live streamed from Zoom. So if you want to join us live here and participate in discussion, I just pasted a link to a place where all the different links are available. I pasted the link in the live chat on YouTube on AsyncAPI channel. So just remember that even though this live stream are being live streamed to Twitch, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube, then YouTube is the only place where we look at chat and Zoom. So if you want to leave some comments, we read them only in YouTube. Okay, so let me jump into screen sharing. Okay, so can you, Missy, confirm that you can see the screen? Awesome, perfect. So on the left-hand side, you can see a GitHub discussion where we track the progress on different items related to the conference. So let me just paste the link in the chat for interested people. And on the right-hand side, the edit mode. So I'm going to update the status during the meeting. And yeah, before I go through all the items, like Missy, you have something you would like to jump in before or not?
Yeah, so I don't know if I don't know what else you have on the agenda for this
So
stream.
I just want to go through the list and update the status of like things that we're working on, or I know what's the status because somebody else is working on. So I don't think it's going to take more than 10 minutes.
Okay, yeah, let's just get through the list first.
Okay, cool. So like the most important items that were at the beginning, so conference related bi-weekly meetings, that's yeah, that's set up, it's running, I'm organizing them. Not much more to say, like, so that's about actually this meetings that we have now, although I forgot last time, and that's why the last meeting was not 2 weeks ago but 3 weeks ago. Now if it comes to the venue, like you remember the survey from the venue, like by the way, by venue I meant location. So we know what is the location, it's Barcelona. So that one is covered. We also know the date from the feedback forum from the community. We already communicated it. It's already known. It's November, Thursday, Saturday. Then basic website with survey that was done, and promote website to get responses from community that was done. We managed to get over 100 responses. So basically the first, whatever is called now, it was called now a month ago, that's all done. Now, if it comes to CFP, CFP status, so we have CFP form published. It's basically done. It's already even available on the website, so people can provide proposals. The thing is that it's managed through the tools provided by Linux Foundation, where I have only, I actually don't have any access. So whenever there's some need, some information about it, I have to write an email to Linux Foundation folks. So I'm not aware of any proposals yet, but it's because I asked them in the email and they did not respond yet. I know that few folks wanted to submit proposals, so I bet there are some. Important notice, like at the moment, the form says that the CFP closes tomorrow, but of course we're going to extend it. So that's it. If it comes to CFP form, then promotion, there's a discussion that is linked. It's ongoing discussion. Wait, I'm wondering. Okay, I put the dots in the wrong location to break the UI. Oh, this one. So there's a discussion started by Alejandra. So like how we can promote CFP. So please join the discussion, because for now we're just promoting through official social media as usual. And I'm pinging some people that I know in the community that I know work on some interesting stuff, and they could submit CFPs. So if you have some other ideas, please join the discussion. Then already, like yesterday, Alejandra also started asking people in the community that would like to join us and help us select proper, like select from provided proposals the list of presentations that will end up in the conference schedule. Few people already volunteered, so please also voice your like share your voice there. It's important to know that you do not have to be active maintainer or active contributor to AsyncAPI. We want to have super diverse group there, as we had last year. So we had last year we had people that are experienced and like basically very much experienced with AsyncAPI, and we had also users that are not yet much experienced with AsyncAPI. And the goal was basically to have mixed group. So so you can imagine, like if only maintainers would be selecting, then the selection list would be a bit biased. And in the end, the conference is not just for the contributors and like maintainers, but actually the users of AsyncAPI. So please don't feel like you don't contribute, so you should not volunteer. Actually, by volunteering, you're starting contributing to the community. And yeah, and also like once the group is there, proposals are there, then also the next item will be to set up a schedule. That's what Alejandra is running. But yeah, it's too soon for that item. So the update here would be next satellite events. Unfortunately, I'm not getting any responses from Ben that suggested this idea of having, at the same time that we have in-person conference and virtual, to have a kind of satellite events at different locations. But there was some other comments from others, like about the sense of having such an event. But yeah, the most important folks, like there's no coordinator for it because it's like dedicated topic. So if nobody will show up in the community that can drive it forward, like we're probably gonna drop it. So just for your information, coordinate budget, no coordinators, but yeah, that's not something we can drop. So probably I'll take it over because I think it's gonna involve Linux Foundation communication a lot. Conference promotion, yeah. Huge topic, not yet started. The banners generation for folks that registered to join the event. I think we're at least 1 month away from enabling registrations. Yeah, because we don't know yet what will be the cost of in-person presence, what's the venue, etc. But yeah, if you want to help Ace to work on it, I think it's definitely okay to contact him. But I know nothing is yet started here. regarding sponsors, so Barbanio is actually super advanced here. Let me show you another discussion. So if you're interested with this topic of like defining the sponsor tiers, how the prospectus should look like, and then the rest. There is a dedicated discussion. Yes, this one, pretty advanced, as you can see, 24 comments. So let me just link it in the update. Define sponsor tiers. Yeah, just join the discussion. Barbanio, as I said, like she's super advanced. She already created a Google Doc. Where the text is, there were some example prospectuses from other conferences. So we basically, yeah, we stole a bit from one and stole a bit from the other one and combined it in this prospectus. So have a look. And let's see. There are some other ideas from Jesse from Salas, so let's see what direction it takes. But it's good that it's advanced because it's also needed. Like we can only start speaking to sponsors once we know how much we can ask them to donate. The problem is holiday started, so since a week I did not get any answer yet from Linux Foundation. But I know they are in process. So they basically what they do is they know now that we aim for Barcelona. Like Linux Foundation has its experience, have the database of venues. So they're now just checking which venues fit our needs, and they send like official. I'm not sure what's the name of the process. I bet that for people that organize conferences, it's standard, but yeah, it's basically a process where you send an official paper to ask for the like an inquiry for costs or like something like this, where they say what they can offer for at what price, blah blah blah. So that's what's happening now. Is what is happening now on Linux Foundation side. Once they get list prices, then they can share it with us actually, and we can make a decision. But so yeah, that's where it is now. But I guess it's gonna take a week more. That's why they don't reply. So not much more about venue and marketing design. That's something that I will probably hand over to you because that's the last item, Missy, right? So you wanted to talk about conference website, right?
Yeah. So Ace and I are kind of working on that together because, you know, he put together the first iteration of the website with the form on it. And we kind of had a conversation offline about like kind of a plan, like what we can do to make it better and more like presentable. But I wanted to kind of like share those points that we talked about offline so that everybody's aware of the plan and anybody can jump in if they want to help.
And there's wasn't there? I think in one of the notifications I saw, didn't he create an issue about kind of a roadmap to conference website? I think he created something.
Yes, he did. And I also have an issue where I like gave an update where the points that we talked about. Yeah, that's I guess like an overall roadmap. But the link I just sent in the chat, that's also a separate issue where I first had my initial feedbacks on the website and how we can make it better. And then based off of those ideas that I listed above, we had a conversation, a video call, and talked about like a few of those things, the ideas.
So in the update, I will just link to all the issues for the conference website. So, okay. So conference website. So I'll just update the link to issues like.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Mhm. So we're gonna deep dive more in a sec. Let's just go through the items
Sure.
quickly. So dedicated swag designs plus ordering. Is there, because I am involved in discussions about swags, but I actually don't recall any conference related design.
We have not come up with any kind of plan as far as the conference swags yet. So,
okay. There's one thing definitely like technical here is the ordering, because we work on a swag store for AsyncAPI initiative, but we will not use it for the conference.
Right.
Because like the amount of t-shirts will be big enough that it's going to complicate customs and taxes.
Gotcha.
So what Linux Foundation advised us, and they will help us here as well, is that they know some providers in Spain that they used in the past for different conferences, which makes a lot of sense, because it's when customs and taxes are involved, you probably want to skip. So let's, so I know that Barbanio is waiting for that information from Linux Foundation, and so the swag design that's not started, yeah, nothing more to talk about. But do you think like, are we, because I don't recall if we decided already that we want to go this this way. Like, did we talk about it last time? I don't remember. Like, do you have an opinion? Like, do you have already something in your mind that we could do, like dedicated to this conference, or?
Yeah, so I'm actually in the process of working on like kind of an art direction for this year's conference. It'll be somewhat related to, you know, obviously the AsyncAPI brand, but I thought it would be fun to have like a sort of visual style, kind of like how we did last year. Sort of, yeah, I guess it was like a last minute thing, but yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, I have some plans for some illustrations. So depending on how complex those are, maybe we can use some of that for swag. But I mean, I wouldn't think it would be like too awful if we just had normal async API swag for the conference, but it's all up to budgeting and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we can always fall back to the like standard design.
Yeah.
But let's see.
Yeah.
So because the interesting thing about custom design is that, like, I recall from conferences, KubeCon conferences that are organized every year in different location. Like they are always in North America and Europe, but in different cities.
Right.
And what they do is they actually have always a swag that is typical for this particular conference. So when I was in Barcelona, I got a T-shirt that had a design kind of connected with Gaudi and like styles of architecture in Barcelona. So it was very much related, and the quality of the T-shirt was something I would question, but but design was super nice, and the concept was nice. But
yeah, I think that maybe we can come up with something like maybe we don't have like conference 2022 on there. Maybe it's just async API conference, and maybe with some kind of visual that matches with this year's, but won't necessarily be the worst if we decide to reuse it for next year as well. So yeah, maybe something that scales a little bit more.
Okay, cool. Like the most important is, because you might not know it, in the plans for sponsors, etc. One of the the idea for the prospectus for the sponsors is that you have a like regular tiers like platinum, whatever sponsor, but there are also add-ons, and one of the add-ons that we want to have there is that you can be a sponsor of a T-shirt.
Oh, okay.
So we should not worry much about the costs, because that should be like have a dedicated sponsorship.
Cool. Okay, that's cool.
So I think we can, especially like because others might not know, because we discuss in different discussion about swags, but we already know that if you get more complex design, more colors, then it costs more.
Yeah.
So I guess in this case we don't have to worry. Of
That's
course,
good.
If we get the sponsor. But yeah,
I have total design freedom now.
Okay, so so let's wait. Not much to update really. Speaker cards. I don't think anything started yet. We don't have any, even the CFP process done. So
Right. And I think the rest of the items on this list will just be generated once there's solid art direction for the conference this year. So yeah.
okay, and the presentation template. This one about.
What?
What's this item about? The presentation template?
Oh, so it's like a Google Slides template, like how we've had before, where people our speakers can use the template if they want to use Async API branded stuff, or if they don't have already a presentation template through their company. That's just what I was thinking.
Oh, okay, cool. Makes sense. Social media graphics. That's not yet. Again, the same case, I guess, like you said with the website. Like once the main brand is known, then you can do the
right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And string graphics is you mean live stream graphics, like the frames with the logos or other?
Yeah. So last year we had like a loop video where it was says we'll be back shortly. But I don't know if I guess I don't really know the logistics of this year's conference as far as like the stream goes, but I'm sure there's probably breaks in between speakers of some length. So yeah, maybe we can also involve WeProd in that too. That's the freelance video people that Fran found. Yeah.
Yeah. So I had discussion with Barbanio about it already. So from the point of view of event organization, like we take a lot of services from Linux Foundation basically to like make it as easier for us as possible. So initially, when I was like in super initial discussions, when I saw examples of budgets, how they look like, costs, etc. So for example, they offered that they can also organize the whole recording part of the event and the streaming. But it is at some given cost.
Gotcha. Okay.
But yeah, I already knew like that we don't want to play in finding a production company somewhere in Barcelona and take time to like and trust someone that we don't know. Like it's super complex when you're not there. But yeah, what just Barbania also told me like recently, maybe we can we have actually a company in Spain that we can trust already because we know that they're cooperating with Fran. So yeah, I told her, so probably she'll pass it to them that they should just basically involve in this discussion on GitHub and let us know that they can do what they can do. Because if they can really provide all these services, come with camera people and the live stream and also say do we need a special graphics for the breaks, or is it maybe cool that camera is still on even during the breaks and you can see the stage, maybe that's enough.
Right. Yeah. That's true.
But yeah, they need to be involved, more active, and then also transparently we need to know how much it will cost the community,
right?
And if we're going to use Linux Foundation or them. So yeah.
Yep, sounds good.
Let's see then. Okay, so I would say my update discussion. And do you need me to let you screen share to talk more about the conference website, or?
Yeah, I could screen share.
Okay.
Let me see if it.
No, I need to give you co-host rights. You should be able to screen share now.
Okay, there we go. My microphone is right here, so I'm I can't see. So can you see my screen? Maybe it's too small.
It's good for me.
Cool. So yeah, this is the initial issue that I had posted for we can show the conference website too. This is the conference website that ACE put together so quickly and nicely. But now we don't have, kind of any other content. We used to have the form to get feedback on where we wanted the conference and what days and stuff like that. But now that we've decided that, we've removed that form. So now we're just kind of like in the process of, okay, what kind of art direction do we want to do? What kind of things do we need to have on this conference website to give everybody the information that they need? And obviously this stuff would get added as time goes on and we figure out more information about, anybody who's sponsoring the conference or speakers and stuff like that, that we haven't totally finalized yet. So, I mean, some of these ideas were just kind of like changing a little bit of the copy, like building the future of event-driven APIs together. Does that fully communicate what we're doing at the conference? Or is there like maybe a better way that we can communicate, what even AsyncAPI is and why you should attend this conference? So it's like something like that. And then I'm thinking we can add a section below the top section that communicates. Oh yeah, that is just what I just said. And then I think instead of, that's outdated, add links to our social media, which is something that we don't have right this second, but and stay tuned for updates. And then, yeah, speakers. So like maybe we have like a section that showcases like all the speakers that we have for this year's conference, and obviously a schedule once we get that confirmed. And yeah, same thing with sponsors and maybe some links to the website or some old conference recordings from last year. And then we had a meeting, me and Ace, about all of these things. And so we came up with a few ideas. And obviously the first thing that we have to do is establish the art direction for the conference this year and kind of like rethink how we could visually present the landing page for the conference website based on that art direction. And then we also came up with this idea where it would be a cool thing if we could use events and an async API like spec microservice or something as an interactive element on the conference website somehow. I don't know. We didn't really get too far with it, but I feel like that, like just having something interactive that people can kind of get more of a sense of what it is and what kind of topics we will be talking about. I think that would be pretty cool. And Ace was saying like, maybe each speaker, like, if you subscribe to that speaker's talk or something, then you'll get events based on like, okay, 3 more days until it, or whatever. And maybe like the day of, it'll send you like email notifications being like, oh, it's, speakers talking soon or whatever. But I'm not sure of the logistics of that, but it was just kind of like an idea that we talked about that would be pretty cool to implement and just kind of have something working in real time. And yeah, so then speaker card generator. So that's also on Ace's list on that other issue. But we were like, maybe on the website, we should just have like a form-based generator that where you could just put in your information and you can download a speaker card image instead of us having to just create each one. And that was also an idea that I think we had last year. It just didn't have enough time to implement. Yeah, but I think that would save us a lot of time. And what else? Oh, so this was something that Ace specifically mentioned where he was like, oh, remember what we had last year on the conference website where it was like the agenda. And I don't know, we were using an iframe for that and people could log in and put their information. But he was suggesting like maybe people could still do that and enter their information, but maybe if they have an API that we could use to get the data and output it ourselves just to make it look nicer, that would be something that he would want to work on personally, because he was like, I hated the look of the last conference website agenda. So not to throw him under the bus or anything, but
so like last year we knew that they don't have an API. That's why we had to use iframe. But I think it's not because they don't like APIs. It's probably because of some security issues and the complexity.
Okay.
Because the thing is that what we so that's all handled by applications that Linux Foundation is using. So the schedule and the CFP form, they're all integrated. So so basically, like in the system, when we select what speakers and what presentations are accepted, then I imagine, I haven't seen it, but I imagine that they then in the CFP process, they mark which ones are accepted. Then they can probably generate the other views out of it, because they have all the data, right? The contact information with the speaker, picture, whatever on the profile. And then they expose applications related to it. So maybe we can just make it more clear that we like that the advantage of using this kind of schedule is that you can log in, you can also have an app. And it's cool that you can in the app, you can build your own schedule. So you basically see 3-day schedule, and then you can say, okay, I want to be on this talk, and this talk, and this talk, and you can then you have your like your personal schedule view. So you don't see all these talks you're not interested with.
Okay.
And then you can get reminders. You can also I think interact there, like leave feedback for a given speaker, etc., etc. So it's more complex than what we just saw in the iframe. But yeah, I know what he means, because it's pretty limited and it doesn't feel like it just looks different. It has different feel and look. But yeah, it's all about like
how much time do we want to dedicate to something like that? Yeah.
Like and what we lose if we don't use them directly.
Right. Yeah.
But
okay.
But yeah, let's see. Like I can definitely, I'm gonna have it on my list to double check if something changed, because like it's really 1 year. Then maybe they changed something. Like every company adds some features, so they probably added some. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that sounds good. But yeah, that's everything that I kind of wanted to talk about. And then I know that Ace had that other issue with the roadmap. Do you have the link to that? Or
it's just, you have to go to just issues and
it's just in here. Yeah, right.
But wait a bit, just can you go back?
Oh, sorry.
I wanted to make a comment about one of the, like, share more details, but I don't remember which one was it. Good idea to link to social, that's one. And getting speakers, but should now we add a call to action to sign up to be a speaker? No. To website to show have link to some recordings from old sponsor logos. Yes, we need to add them, but once they pay.
Right.
So yeah, so definitely we need a place for logos, like in the last year.
Yeah.
And we can also, I also had some conversation from with Sergio, because and actually 2 things related to Sergio. So first of all, thank you, Sergio. There's a dedicated also discussion about venues. So even though we're waiting for Linux Foundation, like Sergio is from Barcelona, so he already recommended some locations. But the other side is that, like, he also is involved in Barcelona meetup group that like lists a lot of different developers, engineers, and people related to tech in Barcelona. And there are many organizations like that that are for non-profit, but they promote AsyncAPI, like they internally promote, say that there's a conference, etc. And in last year conference, actually not last year, 2 years ago, on our website, we had a dedicated section next to partners. We had like a media partners. I think it's called media partners, where we are sharing logos of different communities that help spread the news about AsyncAPI.
I feel like there has to be a link. Isn't there a link of the old conference website somewhere that we can reference? Ace sent it to me like a while ago, but I don't know where it is now.
But I'm not sure, like, is 2020 public as well?
Conference.
Oh, yeah.
Whoops.
Yeah, it's, I have the link. I'm sending you
okay, cool.
in the chat. Where is the chat? Too many windows. Yeah. Okay, send the link.
Oh, yes.
I will send it to YouTube as well for others.
Yep. So this is the, oh, does it say 2020? It was 20. This one was for 2021, right? I guess.
Yeah, but that's for 2020. So the 2 years ago when we did only online for the first time, like super spontaneous.
Oh, okay.
And in this one, we had media partners. So if you scroll to the bottom, and the schedule was customly built because we did it without Linux Foundation, because Linux Foundation was not yet there with us. And yeah, media partners. So we were like, so Axway, we knew that they're promoting the event with their customers. Gopher Silesia, it was a meetup in my city where like friends of mine, they were sharing information about the event with their meetup group. So we launched, and it's a newsletter that was sharing this information about the event. So like many different communities were helping with this media promotion, let's say, of the event, and we were putting them on the website as a kind of thank you. And I think that we might do it this year maybe as well.
Okay.
To be fair.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm just now I saw the website and I went back 2 years back and.
Oh yeah, I saw Jonas here.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Is that Homer Simpson with a bag on his head or something?
He was still super shy, contributing from time to time. And didn't want to share his picture.
Nice. Okay.
So,
cool.
And yeah, so do you want to go through the ACE items on the roadmap? No, you just wanted to share that he has this issue, right?
I mean, we can go look at it. Epic roadmap. So yeah, I mean, it is pretty much stuff that we talked about already, but that we're doing a new art direction for the conference, provision of design mockup, that's a fancy word, design implementation. So I guess that's just, coding whatever mockup we come up with, and then speaker attendee card generator, which we talked about. So this is events-based attendee notifier for interested sessions. I guess if we already have that with the company we're using, what is it? Is it Linux Foundation or?
So Linux Foundation has some license from some, I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
Don't remember the name of the software. But yeah, this notification will be there. What we can do, but we will have it anyway, like because people will register, so we will have their email base. So of course we're gonna send them an email, but like general email, like reminder that the conference starts, etc.
Right.
But notifier per presentation, that's something that comes out from the other app. But we definitely should expose it more, because I have a feeling it's I think I assumed that people might know it, but I don't think many people knew how cool it is. So we might maybe like explain it even in the UI somehow, have a note that people can log in and build their own schedule basically.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I guess we just were getting excited about the idea of like creating some kind of interactive element on the website that has to do with, or just like shows people who visit the website, like what even Async API is and how it's cool. So I don't know, we'll have to think about that a little bit more, but it doesn't have to happen per se, but we just thought it was a fun idea that if anybody had some more fun ideas of what we could do with that, that we could share that with everybody. And then we have Google Analytics integration. So that's pretty easy. And then code of conduct implementation. I'm guessing that's like some kind of document with a bunch of jargon on it, or what?
So code of conduct. So I think it's already solved. It's just a matter of having a link exposed on the website. So the code of conduct, like we have our code of conduct for Async API, like to make sure, like to have a paper where we can relate to when somebody is abusive in Slack or, or racist, etc. But if it comes to events, because basically Async API intellectual property belongs to Linux Foundation. So when we do the conference, there's this like a so-called gentleman agreements that like we don't sign any papers or agreement that we can do the conference as a community with Async API brand that is owned by Linux Foundation. So we basically agree that we will follow the same code of conduct as any other Linux Foundation event. I don't think it's much different than ours. It's just that that's some best practices that they've built. There are probably some rules specific for the event, like how to react when somebody, especially in virtual events, write some abusive comments, right? Like what should happen, like how we should react. But yeah, code of conduct is already there, like in the website 2021 website, it's linked, and we're gonna use the same.
Okay, sounds good. Cool. But yeah, I think that's it. Anything else, or? I don't know how to. Okay. How do I stop?
You cannot scroll?
Oh, do you want me to scroll?
No, I thought you want to see what's left or what.
I don't know how to stop sharing my screen. I guess I
stop sharing.
Suck.
It's somewhere on the top. It should be somewhere on the top.
Oh, I'm dumb.
Okay, cool.
My microphone is just covering everything in this view right here. So I'm like.
Okay. And from my side, it looked like you want to see what's at the bottom of the issue, and I was like confused, like why you don't scroll, but why you try to to look like this. Okay, so there are not many people, actually nobody's asking questions on YouTube.
It's just me and you.
It's just me and you, so people will just watch recordings, which is fine, completely fine. So at least we can just keep it like short, just 15 minutes shorter than usual.
Yeah. Well, it's a good thing I didn't have jury duty today after all, because I wouldn't be here right now.
So it got canceled, or?
Yeah, I guess you call them the day before you're supposed to report, and they tell you if they still need you. And I was excused, and I was like, wow, all right. Okay. I guess I can work now.
Okay, perfect. But still, thank you for joining.
No problem.
Sharing the news, and let's just finish.
Okay.